Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Able to see my screen, right?
Yeah. Please increase the font size. Arun, you also please open this document.
Yeah.
Go down. This thing for the cover page, yesterday we have already seen.
This is a lab first.
Create a resource group. Okay, Steve on log into the Azure portal with your credential. This is what URL. Navigate to the search box and type resource group. Great. Go down. Down. Am I audible?
Yes.
Go down. Scroll down your Word document.
Yeah. 1 second.
Go to lab 2.
Let me see.
Okay, create resource group. Go down. Scroll down. Scroll up. Down. Just I want to check whether you have. Go down. Where is lab second? Okay, create a virtual machine as a window VM. Okay, go down. Down. Okay, great. Yeah, that's it. Just I want to connect to the virtual machine yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. See, now what you need to do here. Okay, go click on view.
Yeah.
Click on view.
View.
Yes, in the
Oh,
WordPad.
yeah.
View. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a navigation pane.
Navigation pane. Yeah.
Yeah, select that checkbox. Yeah. So in this navigation pane, okay,
Yeah.
go up from lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, like that. Go lab 1 up.
Yeah.
Down first. Select lab 1, create a resource group. Yeah, entire that. Create. Yeah. Yes. Go to view. View. Navigation. Yes.
It will be here.
Heading only.
Then it will type here.
Yeah. Type lab 1. Just copy paste now.
Yeah.
Make a navigation pane from left side. Click on view once again. Select that. Create resource group.
Yeah.
Navigation and where is that?
You want to make it as table content, no? Index content, no?
Yeah, index is that is a navigation is also here. There is a navigation pane, and he should want to. Let me increase the font size here. Okay, 100%. Go to insert first. Where is that Word document? Just a second.
Go to reference to the table of contents.
There is
Reference.
table.
References. of contents.
No, that will insert the table of content. Okay, I'm trying to make the view also. Like
Okay.
suppose I want to check, fifth lab directly. So in the navigation pane, if it is available, directly I can click. I will go to that. Okay, getting my point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Select go to navigation only.
Navigation.
View.
Yeah.
Yeah, navigation is already selected. Then why it is? Okay, just save it and close it. Once again, open it.
Okay.
Control S
Need to. Yeah. Yeah. Done.
and close
Saved.
the
You want me
Word
to open?
document. Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, let me. Okay, your lab is correct. So make the navigation pan and insert the content also. Okay.
Okay.
Let me make
Yeah.
Arun as a presenter. Let me check lab first. Yeah, Arun, please show your. It's a good document you have prepared, Avilash.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, create resource group. Okay, let me increase the font size. Okay, log into Azure portal, search the resource group, select. Okay, so Azure portal put URL also.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
click on review plus create resource group. Go down. And create here validation pass media appearance. Okay, great. Go down. You have marked each and every. You're preparing for interview, right? They will ask what kind of message. Good. Go down. Lab 2. Go down. Okay. Go down. Okay, go down. Excellent. Have you made a table?
Yeah, just 1 minute. I'll show the thing, other things, the labs connected to VM.
Yeah. I got it. You did. My intention is only you are doing or not. Yesterday itself, you guys have done. My intention whether everything is documented or not, because this document I'm going to collect you after AZ 900 completion. Okay, navigation you have also created. Good.
No, once you put this content, it automatically comes.
Yeah.
So this is
Go to navigation. Okay, it is selected. Okay, great. Okay, good. Yeah, Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, hi Rohit. Good evening.
How are you, man?
I'm good, yeah. Thank you.
Did you get
How
a
about you?
chance to? Yeah, I'm good. Did you get a chance to create this document, which I told you yesterday? So maybe the navigation will be changed, right?
Yes.
So today we are going to start the second module, that is understanding of core Azure services. In the first module, what are the things we have discussed? Anyone? We
Cloud
discussed
types.
about the. We discussed about the cloud, then
Yep.
economics of cloud, right? Economics scale, that is upfront cost, capital expenditure, and operational expenditure. Correct? Then we have discussed service model of cloud, right?
Yes.
We have also discussed the cloud terminology, right?
Yes.
After that, we have discussed types of cloud, right? In Azure.
Yes.
Yeah. Public, private, hybrid.
Okay, great. So now our basic concepts are clear. What exactly the cloud, where we are going to going to work, right? Basics are done, right? All the terminologies and all which we are going to use in Azure especially. So now in the second module, we are going to discuss about the core Azure services. Okay. So what are the core Azure services? Anyone have any idea?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, no issues. So understanding of core Azure services we are going to discuss. So first one is we are going to discuss about the availability zones. What does it mean? Yesterday we have created virtual machine, right?
Hmm.
Yes.
In that we have selected the region, right?
Yes.
Guys, East
Yeah.
US
Yes.
we have selected,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what is, yeah, yesterday I told you that I will define the region, I will explain you region, I will set all this stuff in second module, right?
Yeah.
Correct, all the terminology. So now this is the time I'm going to explain you. So what is the region? Anyone have any idea?
Location.
Location where the data center is located for the in that region, like US East or India, if you take a Bombay or Chennai.
Okay, Bombay, Chennai, or there is a South Indian region or Mumbai region, right?
Yeah.
We used to call South India region. Okay, and exactly the data center where it is located, that is what availability zone. Region is what any geographical area. Okay, so you will not get the exact address of data center.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if you will get, then it is what security threat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, there's so many organizations that are working on cloud, so it's a very secret things, and also there are high highly secure area. In Mumbai, nowadays Geo Cloud have also came, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is their data center? In Mumbai, right? And in Jamnagar also, right? Maybe you guys don't know. In Mumbai, okay, there are almost 6 kilometer area they are building the data center. Now you can understand how much they are going to invest. More than 1 lakh crore they are going to invest. That is what plan from Reliance. Okay, so basically, but they will not tell you exactly in Mumbai region means what. In Mumbai region means what? In Maharashtra, anywhere. South India region, anywhere, either Chennai, Pune, anywhere. Clear? So region is what? Any geographical
Area.
area.
Okay.
Availability zones is what? See, one more thing.
Location.
Inside the region, availability zones are available in Azure. In Azure or in any cloud provider. Clear?
Yes.
Region is a
repeat?
superset of availability zones. Inside the region, availability zones are available. Inside one region, more than one availability zones will be available. Like if I'm going to talk about the South India region, maybe your data center will be available in Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Pune.
Okay.
Don't know. Exact
Okay.
location you are not able to find out.
Okay.
Okay. Clear? Any doubt?
Clear.
So what is the difference between region and availability zone? This is a very famous question. Tell me. Whenever you are going to face the any interview, okay, as a cloud architect, they will ask you. Okay, Mohammed.
Yes.
Yeah. So region
So
is
what
basically geographical location, and availability zone is
yes,
the data
geographical
center
area.
that is available in that region.
Yes,
That-
exactly. So in a
But not
region more
all
than
regions will have the availability zones, right? Even
No,
India
all
got
the regions. No. All the regions have the availability zone. All the regions.
okay.
Maybe, see, in some of the region you will get more than one availability zone,
Okay.
but at least one should be there. Without
Mhm.
data center, how they are going to make the region? Try to understand. Without
Okay.
the data center, how they are going to make the region for cloud deployment? Tell me, is it possible?
Oh,
But
Availability zone is
availability
a data
zone is
center.
basically with multiple data centers, right?
Yes, multiple data centers. So if
But
Azure or AWS or anything is going to create the region for cloud, they must be create at least one availability zone, at least one data center. If they are not going to create anything, then how you are going to deploy the VM or anything,
right,
any services?
right.
Now clear?
No,
Confusion is clear or not?
no, I'm not clear with thing. Okay, see, for example, if you are selecting the option like APAC, okay, sorry, by Asia Pacific, like if I think means, sorry, take India. If I take South India means the region will be the South India. So in that availability zones will be Chennai or any Bangalore or Hyderabad will be the availability zone. No, what you are saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So region is
Okay.
a region is
But
the parent.
Mohammed question was, is it possible that without availability zone, region will be exist? No. Correct, Mohammed? That was your question, right?
Right.
Hello.
Right.
So understood, right? Because availability zone is our data center. So region is a geographical area. Inside that, multiple availability zone may be available. Clear? Yeah, Arun, you have
yes.
some confusion. Please tell me.
No, I'm clear with this thing. Okay.
Okay. Now, third one is what? Resource group. I think you guys must be knowing, right? Yesterday I've explained you.
Hmm.
What is resource group? Now, Avilas is going to, please, Arun and Mohammed, hold down. What is resource group?
It's a set of
Avilash.
it's a set of groups of the resources.
Set of
Set of resources.
resources or instance. Okay. Resource manager. Anyone? Hey, Arun, give me the answer. Resource manager. You are working in infrastructure, right? So what is the use of resource manager?
I don't know in this cloud terminology. I don't know seriously. Resource manager.
Okay. No issues. I'm here to, that's the reason you are here. Okay. Okay. Any idea, Mohammed?
It's a service basically like which manages the services, right?
Yes. Correct. See, everything is a service only. Resource group is also service. Okay. Everything is a service in cloud. So your first statement is always correct. Okay, Mohammed.
Right.
Correct, Arun? Everything is service or not? Tell me. Yesterday in first class
Yeah.
itself, I told you. In
Yes.
cloud, everything is a service.
Service. Yeah.
So basically, with the help of resource manager, what exactly we are going to do? We are going to manage the resources.
Okay.
It is going to give us the management layer to manage each and every type of instance or resource. Either it is a virtual machine, either it is what? Database, either it is your network service, anything.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Any doubt, Avilash?
No.
Okay, let me explain you in detail each and every, then you will be able to understand. See, in Azure, in this is entire area is tried to understand with this diagram. Entire area is called that blue color, that is what region. Inside one region, how many availability zones are available in Azure? Minimum 3. In AWS, maybe it may differ. In Alibaba, it may differ. In GCP, it may differ. Getting my point, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the reason behind that they are putting more than one availability zone? I have used in very first class, there was a terminology that is disaster recovery, right?
Yes.
Correct, guys? I have used that terminology or not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So basically, I will come to that point. An availability zone is a physical separated zone within an Azure region. This is what kind of data center only. There are 3 availability zones per supported Azure region. Okay, so Azure have defined 3 availability zone per region. If you are going to select East US, in the East US, how many availability zone will be available? Minimum
3.
3. So you should remember this thing. These kind of question they will ask you.
Okay.
Okay. Each availability zone has a distinct power source, network, and cooling. Why? Because see, I'm just giving you a simple example. I have set up one, Azure region or any Azure region in South India. Okay, one is in Bangalore, one is in Hyderabad, one is in Chennai. Suppose. So Avilas, you are from Bangalore, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, now each and every data center requires what? Power, electricity, right?
Yes.
Without electricity, we are able to run the data center. No, right?
No.
Mohammed.
No,
Mohammed, exact.
no, Rohit.
Yeah, we require network also.
Yes.
We
Yes.
require cooling also.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. These are the, if I am going to select, suppose I am going to select for electricity, I am going to select for all the 3 availability zone. I am going to select only the any source of power like Tata Power or Tata Electricity or anything or Reliance, any group I am going to select, any organization XYZ. Same organization, if I'm going to select for all the 3 availability zone, then what will happen? Anything will happen in that organization. So what will be the impact? All the 3 availability
Will be
zone
down.
will be
Will be down.
stopped working. Correct? That's the
Yeah.
reason. This is what hardened compliance rule itself. If you are going to take the power backup from X company in availability zone, you should take the power from Y company in availability zone, and always you should take the power backup from availability zone in Z organization. Company should not be similar to all the availability zone. Network also different, and cooling system is also different, because if anything will happen in that organization, any kind of disaster, okay, then how they are going to take the backup? Correct, guys? Understand what is the reason behind that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the interview they will ask you, what is the reason each and every availability zone have distinct power source, network, and cooling? Your answer will be due to disaster recovery. Correct? Any
Yes.
confusion in this?
No.
Avilash?
Clear.
One zone is compromised, then replicated apps and data are instantly available in another zone. Suppose something will happen, like in 2016, Chennai was badly affected by what? Cyclone, right?
Yes.
So due to that reason, so many offices, all the TCS, Accenture, Wipro, they have what? Shut down their offices for 1 or 2 weeks. So each and every office that time, the data center was also available, right? So maybe due to any disaster recovery, if this particular availability zone first is what? Compromised. Then automatically all the data, because they have already taken the backup in availability zone second. Okay, guys. So automatically it will replicate. Okay, so they are always making the what? Backup. Clear?
Yes.
So what now the question is coming, why they are going to make more than one availability zone in a single region? Now you got your answer for
Yes.
backup and
recovery.
disaster recovery. Okay, clear? Difference
Okay.
between see, that's the reason I told you Azure region is what, or region is what, just forget Azure, AWS and all. Region is what? Any geographical area. So this is what? Geographical area or not? Try to understand from the screen.
Yeah.
Correct? This is a region, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So these are the, so right now Azure have what? Please note down this: 55 region worldwide, available in 140 countries. That's the reason Azure cloud is booming nowadays. Clear? More than 140 countries it is available. Any doubt till now?
No.
Till now any doubt? No,
No, no.
right?
No.
Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the resource group. Resource group is a unit of management for resource in Azure. As I told yesterday, we have already created the resource group. So you can see that first of all, if you want to create the resource group with this diagram, please try to understand. First, we need to have what? Azure subscription means what? We should have valid account, correct? And also along with the subscription, either it is a free or pay as you go or a student account, whatever may be, correct? Inside the subscription, we are creating the resource group. Inside the resource group, we are putting the resources, correct? That is
Yeah.
what yesterday we did. Inside the resource, we put resource group, that is RG test 01 you have created yesterday, and you have put it VM test 01 inside that, correct Avilas? Yesterday we did, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's the reason yesterday I told you resource group is what? Container that allow you to aggregate and manage all the resources required for an applications in a single manageable unit. Now, what is the use of resource group in a in a project? See, what is the requirement for creating the different resource group? Why we are not going to put all the instances or resource in a single resource group? Correct? This kind of question will come in your this kind of question will float in your mind. Correct, Mohammed? What is the reason?
Billing purpose.
Billing purpose, if you are going to use a one resource group in place of 3 resource group, then your cost will be less, right? Although we are creating 3 resource group. Why? Because for each and every environment, like for development environment, we are creating one resource group. All the development, okay, instance or resource we are putting into that resource group. We are going to tag the resource group for a specific environment. After that, we are creating one more resource group for QA environment. After that, we are going to create resource group for production also, right? In production also, there are so many servers are running, right? Arun, you are working in infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
Production server are different. Testing servers, that is QA servers are different, right? Development servers are different.
UAT and production will be the
No, UAT is different. In some of the organization, UAT, they have before the production, they have created one more environment, that is UAT.
setup.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the real world, if they want to deploy any application into the real world, that is your production, business people is going to validate that particular application. UAT environment is what? User acceptance testing means what? Really your client is going to validate, or any experienced, business analyst or product owner is going to validate.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
After the testing only. Clear? See, it
Yes.
depends upon the project to project, depends upon the organization to organization. Someone is going to say QA environment, someone is going to say SIT environment. Okay, it depends upon but both the things are same. After testing, we are going to put in UAT and then production. Some of the project they are directly going to after SIT directly they are going to put into the production, because they don't want to create one more environment or infrastructure cost and all this stuff. Clear? So, but if in the interview they are going to ask UAT and production are same, no, it is not the same. Clear? Who have asked
Yes.
this question, Arun or Mohammed?
No. Actually, no, normally they wish to have the UAT and production environment will be the same, no? Except the storage thing, rest of the thing will be the same. Processor, CPU resource, and memory, everything will be the same.
See, it depends upon the, I told you, project.
Okay.
Depends on the project. Sometimes they are not going to put anything in UAT. They are not created the environment UAT itself, directly production. Some of the project, like banking project, trade life cycle, okay, like booking the trade and all this stuff, they have a specific environment for UAT. In they are going to put their all the development work 2 to 3 days or 1 week in UAT. After the validation in UAT, then they are going to put into the production. So depends upon what type of application you are working, what type of project you are working. Like healthcare and banking project, they must have the UAT.
Yeah.
Okay, depends upon the in which domain you are going to work. Now we are going to discuss about the Azure Resource Manager. Azure Resource Manager is a management layer in which resource groups and all the resource within it is created, configured, managed, and deleted. So with Azure Resource Manager, what are things we are going to do? Deploy application resources, organize resources, control access and resources. Means what? Through Azure Resource Manager, we can give the access also, and we can revoke the access also. Okay. So in any organization, there is one specific role for this. Okay. Now, a storage account. What is someone is asking? A storage will be different. So what is a storage account, Arun?
Storage accounts means like storing the data, like you have.
Simple. Storage means what? We are going to store something. That is your data
Store
only, right?
Yeah.
Any type
Yeah.
of data, any kind
Yeah.
of data. Either it is a file, tables, anything. Disk, right? So and basically Azure is going to provide you 4 types of storage. First one is what? Blob storage, file storage, table storage, and queue storage. Okay, guys, please remember
Yeah.
this. So there is a separate role for storage. See, in a cloud, big data is also there, machine learning is also there. So those are the specific role, those are the specific what training which you are going to work on that. Getting my point? So don't
Yes.
think that you are going to learn each and every, there are so many certification provided by the Azure. Our path is be concentrate on AZ 900, AZ 104, AZ 400 in this training. The storage account provide a unique namespace for your Azure storage data that is accessible from anywhere in the world over HTTP or HTTPS. So what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Who will give the answer?
HTTPS is a
Secured one.
secured one.
You have to buy the
Okay.
certificate, HTTP certificate, or
So
anywhere
what
from
kind
the.
of certificate we are buying? Anyone, although it is not related with your syllabus, but I'm asking. There is a SLA certificate, right?
Yeah. Like we can say 256, 128, some encryption thing.
TLS,
SLA, okay.
not TLS.
Yes. There's so many SLA, TLS certificate. Okay, there's so many types of certificate security. We are going to purchase. Okay, then they are going to secure. So data in your Azure storage account is durable and highly available, secure, and massively scalable. These are the features of storage account. Now we are going to discuss about the core products and solution available in Azure. So what is Azure Virtual Network? It is also known as VNet. Okay. So try to understand with this diagram. This is entire Azure infrastructure. In any infrastructure, there is what? Front end or back end is they available or not? Tell me. For any application or any infrastructure, front end or back end will be there or not?
Yes, it's there.
Guys,
Yes, yes.
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 just forget about this. Front end and back end will be there or not? If you are
Yes,
using
yes.
website also, okay, so front end and back end is what? Database, right? Where the value will be
Yes.
stored, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the same way, in Azure infrastructure also have the front end and back end. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the Azure network. Azure Virtual Network is also known as VNet. Okay, so VNet enable many types of Azure resources such as Azure virtual machines to secure, communicate with each other. Yesterday we have created one virtual machine, right? So we have
Yes.
in the page we have selected the items and then we have clicked on review and create, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened there? But you have seen that there are so many are available, right?
Yes.
I told you I will cover each and every component in AZ
Almost
104 in detail, right? Guys, hope you
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
Okay, so if you are not going to select any value in different tabs, it will take the default value. Okay, without the network VNet, you are not able to access the no, you are not first thing you are not able to create the VM itself. Okay, so basically VNet is what? Virtual network in cloud. See, what is network? Tell me. Anyone have any idea? What is network?
The network is using for communicating to resources. I mean, to servers or a database or storage. Communication happens through network.
Okay, correct. So basically network is giving us the flexibility to communicate from one system to another system, right?
Yeah.
In basic terminology. Now I'm asking what is cloud network? That is what VNet, virtual network. So a virtual network is also one of the services offered by the Azure cloud provider. Okay, this is same as it is the work network is going to do same kind of work it is going to do in Azure in Azure cloud. That is what VNet. If you want to connect one server to another server, you require what? VNet in cloud. Clear?
Okay.
Yes.
Address space, subnet, region, subscription. These are our subscription you should have, then only you are able to create regions. Also you have to select subnets, address space. We will, when we are going to create, then I will explain you all this stuff. Okay, now load balancer. What is the use of load balancer? See, these are the core services I am telling you, but it have also a profile in a cloud. Someone is going to work as a load balancer engineer. Okay, server system admin, correct? Someone is going to start some of the system admin. You can see that they are going to do only restart and any basic troubleshooting and all, right? So they have some specific support role, right?
Yes.
Okay, Now what is load balancer?
It's balancing the
Anyone
load of
have any?
traffic, controlling the traffic, managing the traffic.
Okay, management traffic. Any who said this? Arun or Vilas?
No, Abhilash told
No, I
this.
understood.
Yeah, Mohammed, you have any idea about the load balancer?
Yeah, basically to like distribute the traffic. We have different kind of load balancers.
Based on the criteria, like you can set a criteria.
Yes.
If the load is more heating to the same server, so we can distribute to the other server.
Okay. See, Arun, you are using AWS infrastructure, right? Cloud, right?
Half we are using, not full, like hybrid only.
Yeah. But you have taken the training you told me in the first class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So types of load balancer in AWS, three types,
Actually,
right?
Huh?
It is a three
Application,
types
application load
application
balancer,
network, classic.
and classic.
classic load
Who,
balancer.
who said this? Avilas?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So see, so basically in AWS we have separate load balancer for separate things, right?
Yes.
Here also we have load balancer, but basically the role of load balancer is what? To balance the specific load, right?
Yeah.
Either it is the internal load, either it is external load, right? What it may be. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear? Concept is clear. What is the use of that? Like suppose,
Yep.
let me give you the simple example. You all are using the, if you are in India and guys, you all are Indian, right? So basically you must be traveled in the train, right? There is
Yes.
IRTC sites, right?
Yes.
It was, 10 years ago or 6-7 years ago, it was always down at 9 to 12. Correct?
Yes. Now
What is
also
the
is
reason?
there, but
Because
it's not that much. Now also is
not
there, but
that
it's not
much.
that much.
Yeah, not that much.
Yeah,
Only
maintenance. Yeah.
right now, only at the time of Tatkal it will down. Otherwise, it will be up for 24/7.
Yeah.
Whenever you are going to, book any Tatkal ticket kind of thing. The name is what? Recent ticket, but they made as Tatkal. Okay, name itself. So that time, sometimes it
Not
is
doing.
what? Not going to response. Like sometimes our system is going to hang, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, what is the reason behind that? Because
Load is high.
yes, load is high. The capacity of the application have already crossed. So here we are going to use performance. We are going to check before deployment. We are going to check the performance of the application, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So in the performance testing, there are what different kinds of testing we are going to do, like stress testing, correct? Load testing, guys, especially Arun, you must be knowing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these stuff we are going to perform, and based on our result of testing, we are going to manage our server. We used to set up, like suppose it is required 2 server 3, so how many servers, how to balance on each way, how many traffic will go. Okay, so all these, how many requests will go and how they are going to respond, right? All this stuff, it is what we are going to design the set of rules. Based on that, we are setting our infrastructure. Now clear what is load balancer?
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, these are, we will create Azure application gateway, all this stuff. Yes, CDN. What is CDN? content delivery network, right?
Yeah.
So basically CDN is a distributed network of servers that can efficiently deliver web content to users. CDN stores cache content on a server in point of presence POP locations that are close to end users to minimize latency. See, nowadays, whenever we are going to use any website and all, they are sending one message. Hope you guys have remember. They are going to store the cookies. Guys,
Yes.
do you have this kind of experience? We are going to open any, what exactly, what they are going to do with cookies?
They'll take your location, find the where your IP, from which region you are from accessing the site. Based on that, nearby the CDN network, catching will happen. That nearest thing.
And based on the location, based on your request or search, they are also giving you the relative content, right?
Yes.
Correct. So CDN is what? It is also one of the services provided by the Azure. Okay. So nowadays you must before there are so many, you can see that there are so many content writers are there in our organization, right? For building the website, they are writing the content and all. You must be aware of few of the people. Avilas? Avilas?
Yes, yes. So it's
So content writers are working in your organization or not?
not. I'm not sure. No.
More than 2000 content writers are working in your organization.
Okay.
Okay. My friend is also in your organization.
Okay. Okay.
I was also 5 years ago in your organization. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So basically this is also a services provided by Azure. Okay. This will help user to find their web content easily. Now Azure database. So what do you mean by database? Who will say this answer? It's a very basic question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
Storing your data.
Okay, nice. Good. So see, there are so many databases are there, right?
Yes.
But Azure is providing some of the database services. Okay, like Cosmos DB. So Azure Cosmos DB is Microsoft globally distributed multi-model database service. See, Cosmos DB have different training. Don't think that okay, each and everything I'm going to learn. I know here. I'm just right now. It is what I'm going to introduce you. Core Azure services. Correct. What are the core Azure services provided by the Azure cloud? Right. Correct, guys. There is
Yep.
a separate certification for database Cosmos DB. Database certification. Okay. You can elastically scale throughput and storage and take advantage of fast single digital milliseconds data accessing using your favorite API, including SQL, MongoDB, tables, or Gem, etc. So basically, it is useful. Cosmos DB is useful for web, mobile, gaming, and IoT application. So you should at least remember that okay, Cosmos DB is services is provided by the Azure cloud. Okay.
It is like same like Aurora, AWS Aurora, or
In AWS also, AWS is also providing Cosmos DB now.
oh, okay.
Okay. See, these are day by day they are adding the services. Right now, if you will see some of the services are available after 3 months or in a quarter, after 1 year, you will see there are multiple, there are 5 or 10 more services are available in that. They are adding slowly. Okay. Azure SQL is also one of the database. These are the core services.
Okay.
Azure database for MySQL is also, this is also core Azure services. Now Azure database for PostgreSQL, it is what used for relational database service. So what do you mean by RDBMS and database? What is the difference between that? Anyone?
The
This is basic
RDMS
one.
is a structured data.
As name itself, it is what relational structured data. You are correct only. It's who said? Mohammed
Abhilash.
Avilash. Okay. So yeah, it's correct only, but only one more line you can add here. Relational is what? There must be some relation between two tables and two columns. His primary key will be, I will not go what is primary key, foreign key, and all this stuff. Okay. So there is a relation. Otherwise, it will deviate. So Azure database migration service is also available. So now try to understand database migration and data migration. These are two things. Try to understand, guys. Data migration and database migration is two things. Okay, suppose in your on premises you have what? Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB. But Azure, Microsoft Azure, how many services are available? Oracle is available here.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Sorry, who is replying? Yes or no? Tell me.
Abhilash. No, it's not there.
Not there. Now Oracle database is available in Oracle Cloud. Okay.
Yep.
But your client is asking, I want to migrate my entire database into the Azure cloud only. Then you need to find out as a cloud migration engineer which database is replicate the same value and same it should it should provide the same kind of functionality into the Azure cloud. Either it is SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL or Cosmos DB. Okay. So there are so many tools for that to choose the database. Like there is one Apptio tool. It will make you one cloud migration business case. You will enter into that tool. Okay, Oracle, I need to shift Oracle database into the Azure cloud or into the AWS. Whatever maybe you will select, automatically it will give you the price wise. Okay, if you want to shift, these are the available options. These are the available options and these are the prices in AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba, anything. Okay.
Rohit, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, see, if Azure is not providing, okay, I can create one virtual machine, a virtual instance. I can install the Oracle instance.
Yes.
I can use it. I can use it. No.
Yeah, you can use it.
Okay.
But this services or again you are going to use it means what? You need to purchase, right?
Which one? Purchase means?
I mean, like you have to additionally you have to Oracle software, Oracle
Okay.
database you want to install. That is what it is not free, right?
Yeah, no. See, I'm asking in AWS. Suppose yeah, in on-premises I have the Oracle existing with license running. I can install
Oh,
it.
then
I can use the
yes.
same.
Yeah.
I
Then
can.
if you have a license, you can install it.
Yeah. See, in that case, if I having on-premises, I'm running with Oracle database. If I am creating new instance Azure, I can bring that same license and I can run it. No.
Yeah, you can run it. But the
Hmm.
thing is what will be the cost? See, whenever you
Okay.
are going to do the migration, why all the organization is moving into the cloud? Because they want to cut or decrease their infrastructure cost up to 30 to 40%.
Hmm.
Getting my point? So
Okay.
which if I will use, suppose let me give you simple example. Right now Java is a paid, right? After Java 1.9, Java is a paid language or not? Tell me. Oracle is taking, Oracle is providing the license, right?
Okay, no idea. Because we are using a JDK J 1.8. I think we are
Yeah,
using.
1.8 is free. Okay, that's the reason you are using. Okay, up to. But after 1.9, so what happened in all the MNC? Like you can ask this guy, Avilas. Now they are all they all the Java code they are shifting into the Python or not?
Yes. They're migrating.
Why? Why they are migrating? Cost only.
Okay.
So everything is a business.
Hmm.
Okay. Once you will reach out to senior manager, VP and all, then you will only talk about the business. Okay. You can use, see, Java you can also use, but you have to pay. Correct? So everything is try to see after 5 years of experience or 10 years of experience, or after 10 years you should always think about the business. Okay. IoT is also one of the services provided by what? Azure
No,
Cloud.
Rohit,
Sure.
sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. See,
Yeah,
even migration cost is one-time cost only, no? See, I'm ready to see, company is ready to pay for the migration cost. In that case, after that will be running, it's no issues, no? So in the cloud,
issue
whatever
will
the
come. License will be cost. The license will be only for 1 year, 2 year, whatever may be your agreement.
no, if I having the own license, existing Oracle
Own
license,
license means okay, existing Oracle license.
no, I'm
Okay,
talking in that
but
way. I'm talking in that way. I'm saying.
see, I will purchase the Java. Okay,
Okay.
1.9. But I'm investing something, right? But Python
Okay.
I'm getting free.
Yes, correct.
Now got it. I have
Yeah.
just given your answer in your way only.
No. I'm asking in the DB things because nowadays, what we are doing is to save it, data. They are installing the database in on-premises. Front-end applications they're hosting in the cloud.
Okay.
So that they are doing. So to
See,
because database will be in the on-premises.
okay. See, what you are asking, that is, I'm just giving you a simple example. Okay. That is possible, we can migrate, but cost is cost will be the bigger factor in that. There is a one TBM, technology business management certification. Okay. So technology, in that we are going to, in that terminology, in that particular courses, we are managing the entire cloud infrastructure. Okay. So if the certification cost of TBM is 1,30,000, in India only 7 people are certified. I am one of the person among that. You will, in India only in Bangalore Whitefield there is a Marriott hotel is there. Okay. Only in that once in a year they are going to conduct the training, and after that in UK or in Australia, in US they are going to conduct. Okay, just search on Google, then you will get to know okay, how they are going to, what is the FTO tools. There are so many tools are there. Okay, and manually you can't imagine, suppose I told you I have a 200 server, I want to shift into the cloud. Simple example. See guys, just give me 2 minutes because I can understand this is not a cloud migration training. Okay, so just Arun have asked, that's the reason I'm giving the answer. Mohammed, is it okay? Mohammed,
Fine, Rohit.
Avilas, is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Within 1 minute I will not go in that much detail. Okay, so if you are going to see manually, if I'm going to tell you, okay, Arun, please, I'm going, please create 200 virtual machine. Simple example, 200 virtual machine in Azure, and tell me per hour cost for each and every, and different configuration. I'm going to tell you how much time it will take you to calculate all the price and all. 200 server.
Okay.
Now, okay, instead of that, and what will be the migration cost?
Mhm.
Sometime, see,
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan, and grow your skills immensely.
only don't think that migration will happen only for on premises to cloud only, cloud to cloud also.
Yes,
Suppose
that is
right now, right now my infrastructure is in Azure cloud. After after 1 year or after 6 months, AWS people or salesperson have came to my organization, and they have just as a VP, I'm going to explain these are our infrastructure, existing infrastructure. They are going to tell you, okay, I suppose Azure is going to take you annually, a simple example, $100. I will provide you same services within $90. Whether I have to switch or not, tell me.
also true.
I have to suggest, right? So cloud
Yeah.
migration will happen cloud to cloud also, on premises to cloud also. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry. So see, TPM and all this stuff and cloud migration class, data migration, all this stuff. I will, if you are going to join in that course, then we will discuss in detail how to start, where to start, how to create the business case, what kind of the totally cloud migration is totally different stuff.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So IoT, what is the full form of IoT? So
Internet
IoT
of
is what? Internet of Things. Okay, correct. So basically,
Yeah.
IoT services is also provided by Azure. So anyone have? I will ask. Are you using IoT device?
Oh, no, no,
Yes or no?
no, no.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Something
Okay. Are you
because
using Amazon Prime? Are you using Amazon Prime or Netflix?
yes,
Alexa.
yes,
So Alexa
yes.
is what? Man, you are using and you're saying I'm not using.
I'm using that Amazon Prime and Netflix.
Alexa, right? Alexa
What is
also, there
Alexa?
is what Alexa device is there, right? With that we can connect with TV, and then we can open Netflix and all this stuff. Correct, guys? Arun, we are using
Yes.
Alexa and IoT device or not? Okay,
No, I'm not.
tell me.
I'm not.
Okay, who have, anyone have Arun? You must be have, or Avilash, or you must be have BMW, right?
No.
Guys, anyone using
No.
BMW?
No, no.
Okay. In BMW, especially or if you will using Mercedes and all, there's so many IoT devices are nowadays they are using. Okay. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rohit,
please
yeah.
go.
Yes,
Yeah,
Rohit.
we are
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. Sometimes you guys are totally
No,
there is
because
no
the thing
sound
is
sight or
IoT. No,
yeah.
it's IoT itself. We don't understand what is that. I don't understand.
You see, basically it is using like Alexa. I have just given you day-to-day life, right? With connecting the network, Netflix and all, right? See, IoT, Internet of Things, the device which we can operate through the internet, that is what IoT. So it is totally a different course. IoT certification is there. So, but IoT services also provided by the Azure. Machine learning also provided. Okay, so all this stuff. But you should know, okay, IoT services are also available in Azure cloud. Clear? Not more than that. Okay. If you are
Okay.
going to, like, Tesla is coming in India, right? Tesla, have you heard about the company Tesla?
Yeah.
Okay, so mostly Tesla is working in which domain? Automotive, right?
Yes.
Automotive, right? Don't
Yes.
worry, guys. After 6 months, I will be in Tesla. Okay, we will meet. So it is started in Bangalore only, correct? Registration. Avilas, you must be knowing. You are from Bangalore.
Yeah.
They are going to start their operation in India in Bangalore.
Okay.
Okay, So Tesla is looking the currently they are looking the people who have the very sound knowledge in cloud and automotive domain and business process and TBM, because they are putting all maximum money into the R&D. Okay, what type of R&D? Especially with
IoT. IoT.
automotive, yes, IoT, automotive and electric vehicle. Okay, clear? So whenever
Yes.
they are going to use the IoT device, it means what they need, what cloud people, TBM people, right? They need so many DevOps engineers. Clear? So
Okay.
those are the different. So IoT device. So Azure is also providing the IoT services. Big data and analytics. Big data. After before 3 to 4 years ago, you guys must be knowing. Okay, big data is very demanding and all this stuff, right? 4 years ago, correct, guys?
Yes.
What is big data?
Big data is analysis like previous old data, taking what is data warehousing kind of thing. Based on that, you do the analytics.
Data warehousing. Okay, you have used very good terminology. Data warehousing. In
Data
AWS also one of the services are available, right?
Redshift is there. AWS
Yes,
Redshift.
good. That is what I want to hear. So AWS is also, so Redshift developer is totally separate role, right?
Yes.
Similarly here, big data analytics, Azure is also providing what? Azure Data Lake Analytics, ADLA. Okay, and it is going to analyze both a structured and unstructured data. Okay, so the same job which Redshift is doing in AWS, same thing ADLA is doing here. Now clear?
Okay.
Okay, so it is a totally separate role. Like in AWS, Redshift developer have very huge demand, right? And very
Yes.
rare people are working in Redshift because you will not get a chance to work on that. Similarly here ADLA. Okay,
Yes.
you should know for big data, you should know Python. There are program. There are so many stuffs nowadays they are asking for combination. Azure SQL Data Warehouse. This is also one of the services offered by Azure. Same thing, data warehouse. It is Azure HD Insights. This is also one of the services course offered by the Azure. Azure Insights is a managed full spectrum open source analytics service in the cloud for enterprises. You can use, we can use open source frameworks such as Hadoop, Apache, Spark. All these are what? Apache Kafka, Apache Storm, R, and there are so many other items are also available. So this is also one of the different role. But what is the service name? Azure HD Insight.
Okay.
Hadoop and all these Hadoop developers are different, right? 4 years, 5 years ago, Hadoop was in very huge demand. Correct?
Yes.
Azure Data Lake Analytics. This is also one of the services, is an on-demand analytics job service that simplifies big data. What is the use of big data? Why we are, see, earlier we are using what? Oracle database or database, right? Then database then big data came into the picture, right?
Yeah.
Correct, guys? Then
Yes.
after big data, data warehouse, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then Redshift and all, right? Why? Because day by day data is what? Increasing in a exponential form, right?
Yes.
Increasing or not?
Yes. Correct.
That's the reason they are also creating the services with different features like Redshift here, Azure Data Lake here and all. Okay, but I am not a big data developer and all. Azure Machine Learning Services. Machine learning, you guys must be aware of that, right? Still there is a very huge demand of machine learning, right? Correct, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Azure Machine Learning can be used for any kind of machine learning from classic ML to deep learning, supervised and unsupervised learning. Whether you prefer to write Python or R code or zero code or low code options such as the designer. So basically you should remember that Azure Machine Learning Services is also provided by the Azure Cloud. Okay, the person who have a machine learning background, they are going to work in Azure Machine Learning Services. Okay, because slowly, see, after 5 years you can see that everything will be in cloud. Even testing also they are going to perform in cloud only. Now there are so many cloud testing, infrastructure testing, right? SaaS testing, platform as a test, as a service testing. Correct, guys? There you Arun, you are working infrastructure, so there must be a person who is validating your infrastructure, right? Infrastructure tester.
No, we don't have any infrastructure tester.
You don't have, but the
No.
company like Microsoft, the company like Google, the company like AWS, okay, they have their own infrastructure tester. Okay, and in Accenture, Capgemini also have the infrastructure, because like I'm just going to give you the example, Capgemini Cloud, okay, or in Accenture Cloud Platform, correct? Avilas?
Yep. Yep.
So what they are doing? They are discovering all the infrastructure into their platform. Either that infrastructure is from Azure, from AWS, or from anywhere, or GCP or Alibaba, whatever it may be. And then they are testing that infrastructure on their platform with the monitoring services. Okay, guys. So what is the use of monitoring services? I have already explained you. Clear?
Yep.
Okay.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.